2. As the house where I grew up was being sold, I came home in Kyoto for the last time fearfully. My parents had been constantly sullen from anxiety about money and their future since I left home. Now that they gave up their house and our ancestors' last land, I had wondered how gloomy they were. On the contrary, I was surprised that they were oddly in a good mood. They seemed at ease as if a great weight had been lifted from their shoulders. I hadn't seen them like this for a long time. The main purpose of my visit was sorting out my stuff to get some keepsakes and mementos of my childhood. I entered my room for the first time in decades. It had become my younger sister's room, who now lived abroad. Some of my old stuff was kept in the mud-walled warehouse that has stood next to the house for several hundred years. This ancient two-story warehouse that my ancestors used generation after generation was also going to be torn down along with the house. The last time I got in there was probably with my late grandfather when I was a child. So this was the first time I got in as a grown-up, and also the last. I found my first stuffed animal downstairs there, and was about to get out with it when my father told me to go upstairs with him. I climbed the steep wooden ladder to the second floor that was more like an attic. It had a small skylight on the plaster wall and tons of dust all around. On the wooden shelves along the wall were an antique balance and bronze weights that used to belong exclusively to a landowner during the Japanese feudal times. There were also numerous coated plates, bowls, and trays with legs that my ancestors used for banquets. On the entire floor were Japanese traditional huge oblong treasure chests called nagamochi. That size was about 2 coffins. They had sat there, keeping my ancestors' valuables all through the times of wars and my family's decline. My father once saw many swords inside one of them and wanted to show them to me. I was keyed up about unveiling what my ancestors had inherited for so many generations. We opened dust-covered chests one by one, but every chest contained the same thing: futon. So many old musty futons appeared from chest after chest. They must have been expensive in the old days, and my ancestors stored them for the house guests. Everything in the warehouse told how prosperous our family used to be and how low we have gotten now. It was funny, though, that what our family had inherited and preserved to pass on to the next generation for years were mostly futons. I had quarreled with my parents over succeeding the family all these years, and had been on bad terms with them for that because I had refused. Many ancestors of mine gave in to unwanted marriages or sacrificed their life to succeed the family. We all suffered from the family succession, and everything was for futons. I wanted to tell my ancestors that futons of good quality were widely available at incredibly low prices in the discount stores nowadays. Succeeding the family turned out to be preserving what became worthless today. That was ridiculous enough for me to make my anger pass into laughter. At the very back of the warehouse was one chest, that hasn't been opened for who knows how many years. It was practically impossible to open it, as other big chests were stacked up over it. Nobody had an idea what was inside. I strongly hoped that weren't futons, although it was quite likely.
英語聞き流しリスニング、英語テキストと MP3 ダウンロード、その他の物語はホームページからお聞きいただけます。88thpp.com 88thpp.com 英語聞き流しリスニング、英語テキストと MP3 ダウンロード、その他の物語はホームページからお聞きいただけます。88thpp.com 88thpp.com
Audiobook, The Family in Kyoto. One Japanese Girl Got Freedom by Hitomi Woods on sale at online stores or apps. Apple Books, Google Play, Audible, 43 available distributors in total. Audiobook, Japanese Dream by Hitomi Woods on sale at online stores or apps. Apple, Audible, Google Play, Nook Audiobooks, 43 available distributors in total.